Want to know the two things I always hear from prospective home sellers when we meet to talk about listing their home? First, they tell me that they want top dollar for their home. Of course. Then they ask what they need to do to prepare their home for sale. Hi, I'm Robin Price with Coldwell Banker in East Dallas. Stay tuned while I break down what most homeowners need to do to prepare their home for sale, and more importantly, why they need to do them. First things first, you need to commit to setting aside your personal preferences and how you live in your home and put yourself in the position of the person who will likely buy your home. Why? Because in order to sell your home for top dollar, you want buyers to have a sensory and emotional experience so that they can visualize and feel themselves actually living in your home. Here's how you do that. If you've lived in your home for a while, you've probably accumulated a lot of stuff, haven't we all? So you need to plan on clearing out quite a bit of it. For example, which closet do you think would be most appealing to a prospective buyer? This closet or this closet? This bathroom vanity or this bathroom vanity? So when it comes to closets, bathroom cabinets and drawers, your pantry, kitchen cabinets and drawers, plan on removing about 2/3 of the items currently stored in these areas if they're really packed with stuff. If they're not so packed, then just get everything just nice and neatly organized. Next, go room by room with your agent to determine which pieces of furniture stay, which should be relocated to another room, or which should be removed completely. Why? Because you want the buyer to be able to see how a room can be arranged and to get a sense of its spaciousness. We don't want them to have to guess where furniture goes or have to look past all of your stuff. Here's an example of a living room that's clean and well kept, but too cluttered. And here's an example of a living room that has been decluttered. This is actually a house that I listed and sold after it had been unsuccessfully listed by another agent. The seller removed a giant hutch that was in the dining area and 2 of the chairs from around the dining room table. They also removed an additional couch that was in the living area. So these changes made a huge difference when the buyer first walked into the house and made those areas feel much more spacious. Let's take a minute to talk about kids' rooms, bedrooms, and playrooms. I understand that moving can be a big adjustment for your kiddos, and most parents want as little disruption to their kids' lives as possible. So what I recommend for kids' rooms is clearing out the clothes that they no longer fit in and the toys that they no longer play with. And plan on having their rooms staged for property photography. If you can have their rooms totally cleaned and picked up for showings, great. But I think that most people can look past a few toys being left out when they come and view a property. Before we go much further, let me address another common question that I get from home sellers. Robin, can you store items in the garage while your house is on the market? Yes, it is 100% okay to store boxed up stuff in your garage. In fact, it's preferable to storing items in your formal living and dining areas like this. So now that you've got things cleared out and moved around, it is time for a deep, deep clean. Now, if you don't like to clean, I get it. I don't like to clean either. But you need to have someone come and do a very deep clean on your house. Let's talk about the outside of your home. The front yard is the first thing that buyers see when they come to your home for a showing. It's a good idea to clean up the flower beds and freshen up the landscaping. Black mulch in your flower beds will really make your home listing pop in listing photos. Put a fresh coat of paint or finish on the front door if it's looking worn. Again, this is the buyer's first experience of your home, and it needs to look inviting. Don't forget about the backyard either. Get the landscaping cleaned up and dust off the patio or the pool furniture. Regarding mechanicals, we live in Texas. It is always a good idea to have your HVAC serviced. It's also a good idea to review the seller's disclosure notice. This is a document that home sellers in Texas are required to provide to home buyers. If there are items that are in need of repair, plan on addressing them or at least discussing it with your agent. I recommend this because home buyers typically estimate that repairs will cost about 3 times as much as they cost in real life. When they see items that need to be repaired, in their minds, they are deducting those perceived costs from their offer price. If you've already moved into your new home, plan on having your old house professionally staged rather than leaving it vacant. The most important rooms to stage are the living and dining areas, the primary bedroom, and then you should probably have the kitchen and the bathrooms accessorized. The reason I recommend professional staging is because you want prospective buyers to get a sense of how they could arrange furniture and live in the space. Also, a staged property feels more like a home than a vacant property. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, this sounds expensive, Robin. And the truth is, staging can be expensive if you work with someone who has to rent the staging furniture. But if you work with a stager who owns their own furniture, it can actually be quite affordable and deliver an excellent return on your investment. According to the National Association of Realtors, staged homes sell faster and for a higher price than homes that are not staged. Lastly, be sure to go with your agent and view competing properties in your neighborhood. See for yourself what the competition is doing, and confirm that your agent will be working with a professional photographer to shoot the photos of your home. It's really important to remember that people eat with their eyes first, and if a buyer doesn't like what they see in the MLS photos, they will likely not come and see your home in person. Professional photography has gotten quite affordable, and it really makes a big difference in marketing your home for sale. Now that you know how to prepare your home for the market, you may want to watch the video and blog that I'm releasing next week. What's a rate buy down and why they're advantageous for both buyers and sellers. If you like the information that I provide in these posts, you can have it delivered to your inbox every week by subscribing to my blog. Shoot me an email at robin.price@cbdfw and reference blog or weekly update, and I'll add you to my list. You can also send me any questions that you have about real estate. I always respond, and if I don't have the answer, I will find it for you. Have a great day. I'll see you next week.